Hi everyone, this is Suzette for Cloud Sky today. Now, normally I look at some, scammy emails in these videos, but today I want to look at some text messages because you can get spam text messages too. So let me get my display ready here. Yeah, I didn't quite get it ready. Now it's ready. So I did move these over from my phone and just copy them onto here. And just by looking at some of them, I could tell, it's election season now. Or maybe when you get this, will be past election season. But I don't know how they got my number, but they've all been texting me to vote for this, vote for that. I even got from, I'm not sure who this is, Move On Volunteer. Okay, so it seems like pretty much most of the ones, these first three, seem to be related to election, which is, November. So we'll skip that and go to this. This came in as a text message. And just to let you know, you can recognize and you can report spam text messages on your phone. Mostly what I do, especially with the political ones, I just block them. There is a feature on your phone that you can, it's unfortunate, I wish I had an emulator. I guess I could find one on the thing. When you go to messages, you press on the three dots when the phone number pops up and you tell it to spam it. Or sometimes it will even pop up and ask you to report spam. But this one that came in, it's from an email and it came to my text. And you notice how they have suspend and review your account issues here. Unfortunately, I took a picture of my phone, but I can't really hover over. I usually talk about in emails, you hover over to see if it's really from the browse, the company that you know. Well, in this case, I can't really hover over. I can't do it on the phone, and this is a screenshot I took off my phone and put it in Word. But it's important to note, just looking at the email, that even though it has the Amazon after the at, it has 942-Amazon, then some numbers.com. So it's not Amazon.com. It's actually 942-Amazon 7593-009878. And they're using, sorry for the squeaky chair, some of those techniques, because if you're an account holder, you'd be wondering, well, why is my account temporarily suspended? Well, because they're using a technique of, I would say, urgency. They want you to click on the link. Now, I'm going to show you this article, and I think I've shared it before, but it's very important because during these times, that's just the words we use nowadays. Clicking on this link, giving out your personal information, can, wipe out your bank account balance, fake your identity, or even track your whereabouts. It's dubbed SMISHING, a contraction of SMS, which we all know, and phishing. Some people call it SPIM, which is like spam IMs, because they're instant messages. IM for instant messages. And here, this article is just earlier this year from CNET, Bree Fowler, is more than just, they can be anything. And that's why a lot of the banks telling you don't give out the numbers when you have to do that one time. So here are some tips. Be on the lookout for suspicious messages. I took a couple picture of ones on my phone. Most of the time I get suspicious emails, but lately I've been getting a lot of text messages and strange calls. This one says you can report the message by forwarding it to 7726. I haven't tried that, but on my phone and a lot of phones, I have Android. You can click on the three dots in the messages and you can go to, you can report it as spam. Sometimes when the text message comes up, well, in my case, it helps you by saying, do you want to report it as spam? And I would say yes. And of course, they said, don't mess with the scammers. Some people do, they get away fine, but sometimes they can go put your number elsewhere. So I don't know. Now, this is the one I'm wondering if I miss, right here. Let me just highlight this. This is the one I'm wondering about. Because a lot of times people ask for your phone number when you go into the store. You know, you order food and they ask for your phone number, you know, like when you're signing up to text you and all that stuff. But this could be one of the reasons you get a lot of tests. They can add you to the company database, and then other people, I don't know, some people may sell your number, some people may not. But this is another way they can get your number. And of course, this one I talked about, this is like when you do your banks. And of course, this is from that CNET article. And this is a good advice. I mean, unless you're doing some kind of testing, and I would get a different, when I do testing, I use a completely different device, not the one I use for my everyday functions. And then I would side load on that. I have a couple of test Androids that I use. And yet some more tips. FCC has some interesting advice what to do about it. And you know, they give you some more things. You know, variety of ever-changing stores for European, free prizes, you win this and that. It's pretty much similar to what they do in emails. Problem with your payment in functions. Your account has been suspended, kind of like the one I got. Let's go back and look at that. Because that was amazing. See? Your account has been temporarily suspended. Let me alt tab and come back over here. And, you know, there's a problem with your account. So I haven't gotten, and I'm not asking, please don't send me any fake package delivery notification. But sometimes people do that. And, you know, they might ask you to give some personal information. But just remember, they can steal your username and password because they might send you a spoof website that looks real. As we saw with that, let's go back to that one again. This website, well, the domain name for this website that came after the email it came from. We can't see because they're using a shortened URL, but over here we can see that it didn't come from Amazon.com. It came from 952-Amazon7593-009878.com. They named it like that to have the Amazon in it to make it more believable, but that's not Amazon. So what can you do about the spam messages? Like I said, your phone may have an option to filter and block messages from unknown senders or spam. And there is, let me tell you where the source of this, and then you can go there and follow the thing. This is USA government.scams and frauds. Also looked at consumer FTC government, unwanted calls, emails, and texts, unwanted email, text, and mail. So these are just some of the things you can do. You can also report it to the FTC. I'm not exactly sure. I've tried it a couple of years ago. It doesn't seem to diminish the number of unwanted text messages I've gotten. But I hope you found these tips helpful. Let me come back here. I hope you found these tips helpful, and I'll see you around on YouTube. And, you know, keep safe out there. You know, holiday season is coming again, and we want to be cyber safe in the cybersecurity space.